Hello?
Wait.
I can't.
Hello?
Wait. Hello?
Are you there? Are you there?
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Right, I'm completely technology-less today. So relying on the computer's microphone and speakers. Even my headphones aren't charged up. So how does it sound, Nickers?
Well, it sounds like you.
Great. That's at least that's something.
Yeah, it's something, I suppose.
It's something, yeah.
We'll just have to put up with it, won't we?
What, me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, by it, I mean you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Just put up with me. Yeah. All right.
Where are you now, then, in such a mess?
Oh, God, I'm in Cheshire at my in-laws.
Right. You've got to keep it quiet.
Well, I do need to keep it a little bit quiet. But anyway, no, it's fine. But I have to go to Belfast tomorrow, right?
Well, you make it sound like a punishment.
No, it's not. No, I can't wait to go to Belfast. I love Belfast. But having to pack everything because I left London yesterday, right? And so to have to pack for 3 days, or rather 5-6 days, with 3 different outfits for this tour that I'm doing.
Outfits. Describe one of your outfits.
Well, you've got to have outfits, haven't you? You've got to have something different. You've got to wear something different.
Rubbish. No one's going to see you twice.
Oh, yes, they do. They did last weekend. We were in Glasgow, Kilmarnock and Dunblane, and they're all pretty close to each other. So after they saw the first show, there were people booking for the next day. So they do, yeah. Because it's so good, Nickers. And but let me tell you as well, a couple of people now have said that they only got the tickets and heard about it because of the podcast.
Aha.
Amazing.
Now I'm just working out how much you owe me then.
Shut up. I get paid the same, whatever happens. But yeah, people are booking to see me on tour, right? Because
wait a minute.
Because they've heard me talk about it on the podcast, right?
Hang on, back up. To see me on tour?
Well, obviously, yeah. I mean, because I don't see Zoe Tyler or Kate Thornton or Claire Sweeney or Rusty Lee on the podcast, do you? It's only me.
Right. What do you mean, only you? Hello?
No.
Is this thing on?
Don't.
Hello?
No.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Don't be an arse. I don't mean not you. I mean, I'm the only one who's doing the show, the tour show, who's on this podcast. That's what I meant. And you know full well that's what I meant.
Already, I'm apparently an arse, and we're only minutes in. And the other thing is, I've got... Oh, what was that?
Oh, it's my phone, wasn't it?
That's your phone?
Yes, that was my phone. Hang on.
That's ridiculous.
Hang on. I need to turn that off. I'm a bit behind. I've been busy this morning.
Yeah, right. Busy waking up from a coma, an alcohol-induced coma. Busy.
What? Very funny. You know,
what was that?
That was my computer. I can't turn that down. I can't turn it down because I'm talking to you on it.
What, can't you turn the whatever made that bing off?
No, I can't, because that just means turning the sound off completely, and you are the sound at the moment.
No, that bing must be an email coming in. Just close your email client down. God,
it's
do I
not
have
an
to
email.
do everything?
It's not an email, it's a message.
Right, well, turn the messages off.
They are off. It's not on. Do you not understand, Apple, Macs, how they work? The
No.
message is not on. iMessage, right? It's not on. It's not open.
You can't turn that off.
No.
That's ridiculous.
No, you are. Well, you are.
God, you must have been such an irritating child. You're an irritating adult. No, you must be able to turn that off. I really hate Apple. I can't express in words how much I hate Apple.
Yeah,
I hate
so
them.
do I.
But you can't turn the feature off that bings every time you get a message?
Nope. Do you know what? I hate Apple too, but I'm in the trap.
You can get out of it, Carol. Come to Android.
I have got Android. I've got Android phone, but haven't got an Android computer. That's just a step too far.
What? A Windows computer? You won't go there?
No way.
What do you mean, no way?
Well,
Much better.
Well, actually, I'd rather support Steve Jobs and Apple than Bill Gates and Microsoft. No way.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Well, it's the lesser of two evils, isn't it?
No, but you've got it completely wrong. Bill Gates is far less evil than whoever is running Apple at the moment.
Oh, my God. Are you serious? Absolutely not. Sausages. I'm calling sausages right now. Well,
I find that rather irritating because I was going to correct you, Carol.
You can't, because that's what you always do. You correct me and then you call dingleberries. So, beat you to it.
But you have to come up with a topic. You can't just yell sausages without having a safe topic ready to go. So go on then.
Let's talk about sunsets. Yeah, let's talk about sunsets.
Oh, for crying out loud! I hate sunsets.
See, what you hate them, right? So you'd rather it was light 24 hours a day. You hate sunsets. You want to live in the Arctic, right, where there's no darkness in the winter. Yeah.
Of course, I don't hate sunsets. Nobody hates sunsets. But what can you talk about a sunset? You've got to pick a better subject than that.
Oh, all right. Being on tour.
Oh, God.
Oh, Lunch and Laughs Live.
I've got a question about that. I've got a message about that coming up. That'll be later.
About my tour? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. See, people are listening.
You haven't heard it yet.
Oh, right. Okay. All right. Whatever.
So you were in Scotland this last weekend? Yeah,
I was in Glasgow, Dunblane and Kilmarnock. It was brilliant. I do love Scotland. Have you been to Scotland?
Are you kidding me? I grew up in Scotland.
All right. Well, how do I know that? I don't know everything about you. I'm not on your Wikipedia page.
Carol, we've had this conversation about 2 podcasts ago.
No, we didn't.
Yes, you're like, I didn't know you went to school in Scotland. And you immediately forgot that piece of information about me.
Yeah, probably, I have. Because it's not important. Why would I remember the fact that you went to school in Scotland? Seriously, though, why? Do you know where I went to school? No.
Nowhere. You went to school nowhere, Carol. You skipped school, obviously.
I never skipped school and I never, ever once played truant. So up yours. I didn't. I never, ever did. Never played truant. Can you believe that?
You missed politeness class.
Yeah, all right. No, I didn't. I am polite. I'm really polite. I'm just a bit more direct than some people.
Crabby.
No.
Yeah. Carol Crabby McGiffin.
No. I'm actually not. I am. I know I've got this reputation. I do have a reputation for being
crabby,
miserable, but I'm actually not. There are so many more people much more miserable than me. I'm telling you that now.
She said crabbily.
I didn't say that crabbily, and I didn't say it. I didn't. See, this is it. Everybody just smears my character all the time.
Oh, God, please don't say smears again.
But they do. Like, they do it on the tour. They're always like, oh, when I first met Carol, she was so rude. I wasn't rude.
Well, wait a minute. If everybody is saying the same thing, then maybe you're the one that's in the wrong, not everybody else.
No, I'm telling you, I'm not. I'm not rude. I just said maybe I'm a little bit more direct than some people.
Carol,
but
you are rude.
I'm not rude. That's
Carol,
rude.
you called me an arse about 2 minutes into this podcast.
Because you were being an arse.
It's polite.
It's just
polite
the
to
truth.
ignore someone being an arse, not to point it out to them.
No, why?
Yeah.
Why should I?
Politeness.
It's not being polite. It's being a doormat, an idiot. Like just taking a load of shit from people and not telling them they're being an arse. No way.
Yeah, but in my defence, I was not being an arse. You were being an arse and continue to be an arse. Let's go back to that Bill Gates thing.
No, I'm not going back to Bill Gates. I'm definitely not. I'm thinking of a topic. Let's talk about, I know what we could talk about. Let's talk about breakfasts, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, breakfasts.
Yeah, because I've been in hotels a lot, you see, and it baffles me that people can eat.
I should point out that noise.
What's that noise?
Somebody's taking a tree down in the garden below. It's the most massive tree you've ever seen in your life. How they're going to do it without... Because it's about 10 yards from the house.
Yeah.
It's a huge fir tree. It must be 30 metres high.
Oh, we've got one of those.
Like 100 foot. It's absolutely colossal.
Yeah.
How he can get that down without it smashing into the house, I've got no idea. I was peering at him the other day because it's like this is the third day they've been at it.
Bloody hell.
It's huge. And he's just swinging around in the tree like a chimpanzee, taking phone calls. He's like, oh, can you text it to me? I'm up a tree at the moment.
They know what they're doing, these people. Tree fellas know what they're doing, don't they? They really do. They're so clever.
They're not always fellas, Carol. Sexist.
You know what I mean? See, being an arse again. No, listen. It's fascinating watching them, isn't it? I mean, they do take it down. If it's a really big tree and there is a danger of it killing anybody, I mean, I would get out of that flat now. I would get out and I wouldn't come back until it's gone. But they take it down from the top down, don't they? Sometimes to a certain level.
Yeah, they take, as far as I can see what he's doing, they take the branches off from the bottom up. So he's going to be left with just a giant stick in the ground. And then they lop bits off the top, big chunks, and they lower them down on a rope.
Yeah.
It's not what you think, like a tree fella, you just, to take a slice out of the bottom and it all falls over. It's not like that at all. It comes down like a jigsaw piece.
Well, they do. Lumberjacks do it like that. They just chop into the bottom and they all fall over and that's it.
Well, yeah, but there's no houses around.
There's hardly any people, just a lumberjack in a check shirt.
And a song. I'm definitely going to use that excuse. I can't talk to you at the moment. I'm up a tree.
Yeah, can you email it to me? I'm up a tree at the moment. It's a great excuse.
What are you doing? Carol, stop whatever you're doing.
Well, I'm not doing anything.
Oh, there was such a noise you just made with you. I think you're moving your pewter around or something.
Oh, I did move it then. Yes. Well, I must have touched the microphone or something. I don't even know where it is.
Loud.
I don't know where it is.
Very loud.
I don't know where the microphone is. Where is it? Oh my God.
Oh, it's right next to the camera. Did you know that there's a camera? I can see you.
No, you can't because I have those covers on my cameras and no one can see me.
Do you?
Yeah, bloody well do. Mark Zuckerberg covers his camera and his mic. Oh, and he takes people's information and sells it. Brilliant.
Yeah. I know. That moon-faced creep. I hate him too.
I hate him. I don't know who I hate the most, him or that bearded hippie who censors everybody on Twitter. What's his name? Jack
Richard
Dorsey.
Branson.
No, Jack Dorsey. I don't know if I hate the Twitter guy or the Facebook guy or the Apple guy or the Microsoft guy the most. I just don't know which one I hate the most. I kind of hate them all. The Google guy as well. I hate the Google guy, whoever that is.
There's two of them, or are they retired now? I think they're 16 years old and they're worth £852 trillion, and they've retired to. I think they bought Australia, haven't they?
Well, good luck with that.
They're going to use New Zealand as the tender craft to get to Australia.
Oh, don't. That's the last place on earth you want to go at the moment, isn't it? You've seen what's going on down there. It's terrible.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that that most people, it's like the news is just concentrates on all the bad bits. I'm sure that walk 10 feet in any direction and things are going along swimmingly. But anyway.
The news doesn't report on that stuff, though. That's the problem. The news does not report on the bad stuff that's going on in Australia at the moment. It doesn't. It just doesn't anywhere. And
of course it does. I see it all over. It's in the Mail Online. Pictures after picture after picture of riots and
police beating people up, like properly beating people up. You seen that?
Yeah, spraying them with
pepper spray.
It's either pepper spray or it's perfume samples. I can't really tell.
It's pepper spray, and they sprayed a really old woman the other day because she was protesting to get her freedom back. But you don't see that on the news. I've not seen that on the news. Never.
Carol, it's in the. I know it's not the news, but it's the Mail Online. That's where I.
Oh, it's the Mail Online. Oh.
You just did it again.
Sorry.
I mean, I can't express in words how loud it is when you do that.
I'm really sorry, Nicholas. I forgot. I was just putting the charger in because the battery's about to go. Sorry.
You're not really prepared for this at all, are you?
No, there's other stuff going on. I'm sorry. I can't talk about it, but there's other stuff going on, and that's it. So I'm sorry. All I can do is apologise. Now give me a break, yeah? Thank you. And I've probably got COVID as well because I've got a bit of a cough.
Okay, breakfast.
Oh, what did you have for breakfast, Nicholas?
Well, I always have the same thing for breakfast. Porridge with things in it.
Every day?
Yeah, every day. Every single day. Porridge with nuts and seeds and usually nectarines when they're available, and dried fruit like prunes. Extra creamy milk. So creamy that it's got you open the bottle and it's got a plug of solidified cream in the top that comes out like a big coin.
A coin?
Oh, God.
Not a coin. No. It definitely says on the outside, this bottle does not contain coins. So is it in a glass bottle?
No, plastic.
Yeah, see, it's not the same, is it?
There is actually still a milkman that comes up this street. I catch him sometimes coming back at night from the show at the weekend, and I just can't believe they still exist.
Oh, I'd love to have a milkman bring in glass bottles every day. Oh, that would be great.
Do they still even exist, glass bottles? I think they do, yeah. They're fat and round, whereas I like the old tall, thin ones.
Yeah, from the 60s and the 70s.
Yeah. And you'd go outside and a bird would have pecked through the foil, and we used to still use it.
Just think how eco-friendly that all was. No waste. Bottles recycled, sterilised,
and it came round on an electric cart.
Exactly,
didn't it?
A battery-run cart thing that went really slow and made the noise that went.
Yeah.
Oh my God! We need milkmen back with glass bottles. That breakfast would never have been cornflakes. You're right. You know, we were saying about full fat milk, right? Mm. If you have cornflakes, there's no way you can have cornflakes with skimmed milk on. And that's the only thing I'll say that's bad about skimmed milk. You can't have it on cornflakes.
No,
it doesn't taste the same. Full fat milk. So do you shake the milk before you open it, or do you just put the cream straight on the porridge?
Well, you have to shake it because there is literally a plug of solidified cream at the top that the milk won't go through. So you can either shake it like I did this morning, or I have made the mistake of trying to jam it down. But of course, the
and it goes
physics
everywhere.
of it insists that if the plug goes down, the milk comes out
in your
great
face.
Speed. Yeah, in my face, down my front, on the floor, everywhere.
So, seeing as you were brought up in Scotland, as we now know, Do you put salt on your porridge or sugar? Because Scottish people put salt on their porridge, don't they?
Yes, traditionally, yeah. I mean, but Scottish people also traditionally wear kilts, and you won't find anybody wearing a kilt in Scotland outside of a wedding. Or the lone bagpiper in George Street in Edinburgh for the tourists.
Yeah.
But there's salt in the nuts because I mix. It's mostly just ordinary nuts with like a bag of salted nuts in there to spice it up a bit. So, but I don't put sugar on.
Oh God, I used to love porridge with tons of sugar, so that would form another layer of
crust,
liquid,
like a crust on top.
Oh, that was nice. I haven't had porridge for years for breakfast, especially because I find it too filling.
Well, I can't quite get around what a massive bowl of food it is that I eat in the morning, and it just goes in and seems to disappear. And in about an hour or so, I want more food.
If I had porridge in the morning, I probably wouldn't eat anything for the rest of the day. Seriously.
That's nonsense.
I wouldn't. Honestly, that's why I don't eat breakfast. I only have an apple. That's it.
Have you been staying in hotels on the route?
Yes, loads of hotels. Yeah.
So you'll have had hotel breakfasts, which can be fantastic.
Well, that's the thing. I've only been down for breakfast once since this tour, and we've done 9 shows, so we've stayed in 9 hotels.
And it's been included in your rate?
Yeah, always.
That's madness. I'd set the alarm.
Well, I know you would. This is the point. This is what I've observed. People just, because the breakfast is there and it's included in the rate, or rather they think it's free, people just, they go mad for it. I cannot believe how much food people can eat in the mornings. I honestly, I am astounded by people's plates. Everything, though. Everything. Stuff that doesn't even go together. You know what I mean? Like a massive plate of fruit covered in cornflakes and stuff on the top of it that is not supposed to be on the same plate even.
Yeah, cornflakes and sliced ham.
Well, in Scotland as well, they have like haggis and black pudding and
for breakfast,
whiskey there for breakfast.
That's ridiculous.
And I love haggis. I just love it. But I didn't eat any because I knew I would be full up for the rest of the day. I just sat there with an apple and a piece of toast. That was it.
For breakfast?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Sometimes a yogurt. A yogurt. But I used to only be able to manage half an apple. Now I have a whole apple. So, my appetite's getting better.
Well, we've answered the question that you said was posed by people. How do you stay so thin? Answer, you don't eat any food.
I do eat food. I prefer to eat food during the day in the afternoon. What's
the best hotel breakfast you ever had?
Oh, God. See, I wouldn't even register it because I don't really...
What's the worst?
Well, what I would say, you would think the worst hotel breakfast would be one that is in the room already, in the fridge, wrapped up in cling film. But for me, that's fine. I'd rather look after myself than go into a room where people are literally acting like pigs at a trough. It's obscene. It's pretty obscene, isn't it?
Well, I think, the way to avoid looking like you're a pig at the trough is to get a small plate and just slightly fill it, but then go back multiple times rather than come like getting a tray that the plate's supposed to sit on and then filling up the tray from the buffet.
Well, I think people need to they think it's going to run out. They must think it's going to run out because otherwise there's no reason for putting all that food on your plate because nobody says you only get one visit. You can go up as much as you want, but people they don't do that. They go back to their tables with all these plates and the table is literally covered in food. I mean, who needs 4 croissants? Who? Nobody. Nobody in the world needs 4 croissants.
And then they'll take those little jam things, but not one. They'll have the marmalade one and the strawberry one and the raspberry one. And they'll open them all and not use, and just use a tiny bit of each one.
I know, what a horrible waste, isn't it? It's a waste. But who eats jam? Sugary. Oh, just eat a strawberry instead. Just eat a strawberry. Don't wait for it to get minced down into solid sugar. Oh, no.
No, you buy a strawberry and it looks okay in the shop, and by the time you've got it home, it's completely covered in fur. What is happening with fruit these days? They just don't have. They either have no shelf life at all, past taking it out of the shop, or they arrive as like a peach or a nectarine or something like that. They arrive. It says ripen at home. Yeah, good luck with that. It doesn't ever go right. It goes from solid mass like wood to off overnight.
Yeah, that is kind of true. I do experience that in the UK especially, but it doesn't happen for some reason when you buy strawberries in France, and they can last like 3 or 4 days actually. And I don't even put them in the fridge. It ruins them putting them in the fridge. They've got to be room temperature. But we live opposite a farm, and in the summer they grow flowers in the winter and strawberries in the summer. Oh my God, the smell. They'd have like loads of polytunnels, those things that they grow things in. And you can smell it from our house. You can just smell strawberries. It's so amazing. And yet, when I go to buy strawberries in a UK supermarket, I'll pick them up and smell them. They smell of nothing. They smell of absolutely nothing. What's the point? Why is that?
I think my favourite meal in the whole wide world might just be French baguette, like a proper one, not this rubbish that you get over here.
Yeah, real stuff with no chemicals.
Vast amounts of butter and strawberry jam on it. Oh, my God.
No, lose the jam, but the butter. Oh, God, yeah. Yeah. Well, I could probably get through a loaf of that bread a day easily.
The worst breakfast I ever had was you did have a choice of continental, which I had after trying the local Thai breakfast. Oh, my God. How do those people eat that stuff in the morning?
The rice porridge is not very nice, but the noodles, you can have spicy noodles for breakfast, and I always have that when I'm in Thailand. Always.
Oh, and I take it back. That's the second worst breakfast I ever had. The first worst breakfast was in New Mexico, a Mexican breakfast. Have you ever had one of those?
No, I've never been to Mexico. Yeah.
Absolutely hideous. How could you start the day like that?
What was it? Tell us.
It's everything was chilly for a start, like hot food, not hot temperature, hot spicy food in the morning. And like refried beans. Who the hell wants to eat refried beans first thing in the morning?
Are they actually refried? Do they fry them once and then fry them again? Is that what that means? I don't know what they are.
No, I don't really either. I just know I don't like them. Is it refried beans? Oh, well, then I don't like it.
Well, they're baked beans, though, aren't they? They're like baked beans, but I don't know. I think they're fried once and then left to go cold and then fried again or something. Don't know.
That doesn't seem like it would benefit it. Well, maybe that's their problem. Stop frying them.
I like a bit of spice in the morning. I do like chili on my noodles or rice for breakfast when I'm in Asia. 100%. I love that. And that's when I do eat breakfast, actually, when I'm in Asia, because it's the best breakfast. It's not, see people like getting a full English breakfast when they're in Asia and there's all that delicious food. People sitting there eating bleeding bacon and eggs. You can have that any time at home, right? Bacon and eggs, you can have that. Why would you not eat noodles with chili on for breakfast? I just don't know. I don't get it.
Well, I get why you wouldn't want to eat that, but what I don't understand is people say, I'm going to go on holiday, I'm going to go abroad, and then they go abroad and only use and go to places that are a sort of an ersatz version of what they got at home. They go to the fish and chips place or the English bar and they watch football from the Premier League on the telly. And why would you bother doing that? That's just stay at home, cheaper.
Well, it's like Benidorm, isn't it? It's everything is like full English all day, blah, 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 bacon, sausage, egg, chips, beans, whatever. And that's what people do. And they go there, I think, because there's so many British people there. People who go to live in other countries always seem to gravitate towards communities where there's a lot of Brits. Well, what's the point? You might as well stay at home.
Well, no, I get that, but that's not British people. That's everywhere. I mean, that's why you have Chinatown and Italy Town and Little Italy. I couldn't think what it was called. Well, if it's Chinatown, why isn't it Italy Town?
I don't know. Is it?
It's Little Italy, isn't it?
What?
But yeah, that's just normal. I mean, people just cling together. People who come as immigrants into the country, they tend to form pockets of support. Well,
that's not very what's the word, integratory, is it? That's not integrating. That's just
it's just what people like. They feel comfortable around their own. Of course they do.
Yeah, but then they just eat. Oh no!
But I can understand why people would want to live like that. You gravitate to people who have a shared experience to live, but not to go on holiday, because the whole point, to my mind, of going on holiday is to go and experience another culture. But that's not what people want when they go on holiday. They just want what they've already got, but warmer.
Yeah, but that's it. That's what most people, you're wrong. Most people go on holiday for the weather, don't they?
That's what I just said.
Yeah, I know, but not to experience different culture or anything like that.
No, I just said that, and and then you repeated what I said and said I was wrong.
Well, why change the habit of a lifetime? I know, but
have we done a problem yet?
No, I don't think we have. No, go right. Come on, let's do some problems. Let's forget about breakfast for now, and we'll come back to it if we have to.
How can Carol, this just starts like this. How can Carol continue to work with Abbot, who has become the William Joyce, brackets Lord Haw-Haw, of modern British radio? The lies and false exaggerations that he spouts on his weekend programmes verge on the traitorous. For your own reputation and self-esteem, please distance yourself from this cretin, says Martin Reed.
Oh, my God. That's not from me, Nicholas. Oh, Martin, that's so very observant.
Moving on.
Is there any nice ones about you?
No.
Are there any horrible ones about me?
Well, there's not a horrible one exactly, but there's something of a complaint.
Oh, listen, Martin. Listen, I really do adore Nickers, and he is wrong on most things, and we disagree on most things, almost everything. But he's adorable, and he's cuddly, and he's really, really affectionate. So you've got him wrong.
I'm not a Labrador.
I'm lying now. Nick's the most aloof person I've ever met.
Good. Here we go.
My friend's got a dog that's really aloof, right? I love that word. Literally, when you walk into the room, the dog turns its nose up. I'm not joking. Why is that? A dog.
That's a smart dog. Dear Nick and Carol, I'm at my wit's end with my printer. It just won't print. I've tried everything there's to try. Uninstalling, reinstalling, typing in various codes they've sent me, holding down 2 buttons on the top and 1 at the bottom, etc., to no avail. Although, funnily enough, I do get rewarded with a perfect test sheet in full colour every time. I've now got 20 of these. I always use the manufacturer's ink after receiving slightly sinister messages telling me off for using cheaper ink. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
So it's not that. Anyway, the end of my tether is now reached. I've decided to smash it up and send a photo to the manufacturer with my thoughts about their product.
But see, the thing is, that is so infuriating, actually, because those test sheets use up all the ink. And once you've used up all the ink, to replace all the ink costs more than a bloody printer. It's insane. It's the most expensive fluid on earth.
It's true. Yeah. It's if your car petrol cost as much as printer ink, no one would ever drive.
That's very true. That is very true. It's criminal what they charge for printer ink. It's not.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it can't be justified, can it?
Hello, Carol. After learning about Lunch and Laughs, I want to go so much as I would absolutely love to see you. We were about to buy tickets to Birmingham, but then read the fine print. It said that only 4 of the 6 ladies will be on the show at a time. Could you maybe confirm what day you can guarantee you'll be on? Thanks a lot. Sent from a pack of 3 school shirts from Marks and Spencer's. From Maddie, 12 years old, 5 times younger than you both.
Oh, wow. Really? Oh, my God. Bless her. Well, it's too late now. I am in Birmingham. I will be in Birmingham. I might put a tweet out or something to promote it. I've done all of them, actually. And some other girls have done all of them as well. But, I think they missed a trick there. Because I think if they told everybody that I was at every single one, I think they would have sold loads more tickets.
Yeah, right.
I'm joking. I'm joking about that.
Hi, Nick and Carol. I really hope you can help with my problem. I've been going to the same barber for over 10 years now, but recent events are making me think I might have to switch. This business has 2 barbers, the owner and his apprentice. I recently caught the apprentice shoplifting at my business. Police were called and he was questioned and then let go on his merry way. My predicament is now that when I get my hair cut and the apprentice finishes his last cut first and waves me towards his chair, I'll have to turn to the next bloke in the line and tell him to go before me until the owner's ready. So should I continue my current routine or play it safe and change barbers at the risk of getting a terrible haircut? Says Paul, brackets, not my real name. Then my real name is Gary.
Oh, that's funny. Don't say your real name then if you want to stay anonymous. Why doesn't he have it out with the apprentice?
Well, for what? For the apprentice has got a cutthroat razor. Why would he want to do that?
Well, that's true. Well, I think he should have a word with the owner then and tell him that his apprentice is a tea leaf.
It could have been just one of those. You can't tell me you've never nicked anything.
Oh, of course I did when I was young. Yeah, I used to go on shoplifting sprees with my friends. Got caught once and the police came round. Seriously, the actual police came round my house and scared the shit out of me, I'll tell you. They really did. And I'll tell you what, I've never stolen anything since. No, I don't steal things from hotel rooms. I take what you're allowed to take. It's not stealing. I mean, don't take the linen or or towels or anything like that. I take all the bits that they leave in there.
Yeah, pillows, mattresses, televisions.
No. Oh, God, I would never do that. I've heard of people stealing, like, pictures off the walls in hotel rooms. It's terrible, isn't it?
I take the shampoo. Sometimes, I mean, it's so long since I stayed in a hotel, but I can remember staying in one that had particularly nice products.
Yeah.
And so I would hide them on a daily basis so that they had to replenish the whole lot. I think I probably put them in the safe.
In the safe? Yeah, Mark does that.
Why?
Well, because we used to have a lot of guests around our house, and they're really handy for just putting in the spare bathroom so people can use that stuff rather than have to bring their own stuff. But, yeah, you're right. Sometimes they're really, really nice. One of the hotels I've stayed in had Crabtree and Evelyn stuff. Oh, wow. Nicked the lot. I didn't nick it. You're allowed to take it, aren't you?
I don't know.
Yeah,
because that seems a bit, well, I think if you ask the hotel, then they would say you're not supposed to take them. You can use them, but not just, because essentially like sometimes the cleaning lady will leave the trolley outside in the corridor. Yeah. And it'll be laden with those little bottles. So would it be stealing if you helped yourself to those? I think it would.
Well, I have done.
Guilty.
Well, no, I have done because they didn't leave any in the room, so I've had to go out to the trolley and take what I need.
Right. Well, that's different.
It.
But that's different. That's not what I'm asking. Like if your room was done and you had a fresh complement of bottles in the bathroom and you walked past one of those trolleys, would taking them off the trolley be stealing? And I think it probably would, even though they're free at point of use. You know what I mean? Hi, Nick and Carol, though this is mostly for Nick. I may be able to solve a problem you have on your radio show. You sometimes mention how big an island has to be either in it or on it. My theory is if the island's name begins with Isle of, then you're on it. If not, then you're in it. You can thank me later. No, wait, I've changed my mind. You can thank me now, says Brad.
Yeah, that sounds about right, doesn't it?
So you're on the Isle of Wight and on the Isle of Man, but are you on Ireland? That's a tricky one because it's split in half, isn't it?
Well, you're in the Isles of Scilly then. The Isles of Scilly, not the Isle of Wight, but there's more than one. So you can't be on the Isles of Scilly. You have to be in the Isles of Scilly because there's loads of them. Well, there ain't loads of them, but there's a few.
That's also a weird and specific example. But just islands like Canary Islands, you're on... You're in Tenerife or on Tenerife?
I would say in.
Really? Because I'd say on.
You
Australia,
on.
You're definitely in Australia. I mean, to go to the other extreme of size. Well, so there must be some point in between that you are not on anymore, you're in.
I think it's true in some cases, but not in others.
So there it is. Problem solved. Here's another one related. Hi, Nick and Carol. I would like to know why, if something is ordinary, it just means it's not strange or unusual. Surely if something is extraordinary, it means it's even more not strange or unusual, says Steve the truck driver.
Hey, that's good. That's a good observation, isn't it? That's true, isn't it?
Extraordinary should mean it's even more ordinary than ordinary.
Wow. Oh, my God. Brilliant. That is brilliant, actually. I think extraordinary is it's becoming one of those words that everybody just keeps saying all the time. On the news, politicians always talking about things.
Unprecedented. If I hear the word unprecedented one more time, I'm going to scream.
Oh, I know. All these words that nobody even heard of before. I think most people in the world have never heard the word pandemic before. And then suddenly, we're in a pandemic. Everything. As an excuse for absolutely everything. Well, we are in a pandemic.
Hi, Nick and Carol. Last week, when I was listening to Nick and Carol for Dinner, which is one of our old episodes, I must have accidentally hit the settings of the play speed because I spent the whole of the podcast listening to you at half normal speed. You both sounded as drunk as a skunk. I, however, thought it was very likely of both of you to have decided to record after having a few sherbets, or in Carol's case, a bathtub of wine. I only noticed my mistake when I went to listen to your latest podcast and heard that you sounded pissed again. I thought, surely not. Then I realized my mistake. You should try listening to yourselves at half speed. It makes for great content, but not every week, though. My problem is I've solved my own problem, so I don't really have one, says Ollie in Laindon, sent from the graveyard of my hopes and dreams.
Oh, well, we're all in that graveyard.
Maybe we should do this drunk one time.
Oh, yeah, let's.
We could have a drinking game that instead of sausages and dingleberries, every time one of us said something objectionable, we'd have to take a drink. Oh, no, that's out because I'd just be on the floor.
Oh, I couldn't. Oh, no, I couldn't. I'd be so drunk. I'd be dead. That would literally kill me, Nickers. I think we should do the show. I used to do LBC bit drunk sometimes on a Saturday night.
Yeah, and you know why I know that that's true?
Why?
Because I used to go, when we did the show together,
Yeah.
I lived in Hampstead and you lived in Belsize Park, which is, and Belsize Park's on the way from where I worked. And I would get in a cab. That was back in the days when ordinary human beings could afford a black cab. And I used to get in there and ask him to drive really fast because I would be late. Again, always late. And I would arrive about 2 minutes before we were supposed to be on the air, like while the news was being read. And in the cab, just down the road from where I lived, I'd be panicking I'm going to be late. You'd still be sitting outside the pub with your mates. I would flash by and look at you thinking, what the...
Not every week. Don't like make me out to be a drunkard. But sometimes, yeah.
I would start the show still panting from having run there from the cab into the studio, and the show was the Nick and Carol show would start, and you weren't even in the building yet.
That was a rare occurrence. So stop trying to enhance my reputation.
I used to do that at Virgin as well. What was wrong with me? I mean, it wasn't a bad job. I enjoyed the job. So it was some sort of psychological problem with arriving on or early, not on time, early. I used to get out of the tube when I was on at 1 o'clock. I couldn't even get to work at 1. I mean, how pathetic is that? And I would run up from the tube at Piccadilly Circus up through Golden Square to where Virgin used to be.
Oh, yeah.
Late. And I'm looking at my clock, my watch, and thinking, well, if I can get there before the news finishes at 3 minutes past, I should be okay. And the previous DJ, Russ, God, he never said anything, but he must have been so pissed off with me. He would be standing up, having tidied all of his stuff away, waiting to play my first song out of the news while I'd still be panting up Golden Square, not even in the building yet. Terrible.
That is a psychological problem, isn't it? You don't do it now, though.
No, I'm sure we talked about this, but I had a life-changing moment when I heard somebody on the radio talking about this very thing. And he said that I've spent my life arriving an hour before for everything, or maybe even 2 hours, just to be there and not be stressed out and know that everything was going to be fine and I wasn't going to be late and there was nothing to worry about. And I thought, oh God, yeah, why don't I do that? And it's so much better. Not an hour early, but plenty of time, rather than leaving the flat at the exact second that if everything went perfectly, I'd arrive on time.
Yeah, that is pretty mental, isn't it, to do that? I still know people who do that. And you've got to foresee disaster. Like, I can't be late for a flight if I'm not on time or at the airport 3 hours before a flight. I'm panicking, and that's about the only time I'm like that, because I'm usually on time. I leave enough time.
Have you ever been refused?
Refused boarding for missing the I did. Yeah, EasyJet from Nice, actually, before I lived down there. They didn't let me on, and they wouldn't even let me change the flight. I had to buy another one.
Because I got refused, and they said, well, the trolley has gone to the plane and we can't take your bags, so no. And I said, well, I'll just take them there myself. And he said, well, you've got to get there in like 5 minutes. And, of course, it's gate 153. And this was before suitcases came with wheels. So, Oh, my God. Whoever invented wheels on a suitcase is a genius. How did we not think of that before?
Well, exactly that. I always think that. Why didn't someone invent that before? Like in the 70s, you used to buy, vinyl matching suitcase sets, and you had to carry them. You had to carry them with your hand. You used to have to carry them everywhere. You're right. I can't be late for planes, ever. And I'm never late for work either, actually, talking about things that people are always late for. Everyone else is always late for work. I'm never late for work, ever.
Carol, we've just established that you always used to be late for work.
Only that show, because it was on Saturday night. I mean, I had to be in the pub all day, didn't I? Always. It's a Saturday night. I'm not late for work now. My taxi picks me up at 7:30 in the morning. Can you believe that? 7:30. And I get in it. I'm like an idiot. I get in it. And then I have like 45 minutes sitting around waiting for everyone else to turn up. Oh, that's terrible. Can you edit that bit out? I shouldn't say that.
Do you really want me to do that?
Yes. I forgot we were recording that. Yeah, take that out.
I'll bleep bits of it, and then I'll leave in the bit where you say take that out.
Yes. Yeah. Try and make it nonsensical.
Yeah.
Oh, just bleep out the name of the program that I work on. Yeah. So you have to give it away.
So I'll leave this bit in.
Right. What do you do, Nickers?
Oh, right. I do a podcast called The Nick Abbot Habit, which up until the one now has been COVID-free. The one that's just out is the first time I say, and almost stumble through saying, coronavirus. Having never come across that word before.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's the first time the word came in from Wuhan that something weird was coming up. And I'm joking about it. And, God, if only we'd known.
Oh, some of us did, though, Nickers.
So that's the Nick Abbot Habit, which is half an hour. It comes out on Mondays. And then there's the whole show podcast. You take the news and the ads, strip them out. It takes less time to listen to. You'll use less electricity. And people won't throw blue paint all over your house.
Or glue their faces to your front door.
Yeah. And I'm back on the radio Friday, Saturday, Sunday night at 10 on LBC.
10 till 1?
Yeah.
Oh. Go on then, ask me what I do.
What do you do?
Well, at the moment, I'm dead busy. I write a column for Best magazine. This week it's about the tour that I'm doing or have been doing, which is called Lunch and Laughs Live. And we're doing it again next year, we hope, restrictions pending. And it's with Zoe Tyler, Claire Sweeney, Rusty Lee and Kate Thornton. And it's all over the UK. Friday, Saturday and Sunday lunchtime, as it says in the title, Lunch and Laughs Live. And I also do a show called Loose Women, which I've been on this week, Monday and Thursday. And when this podcast comes out that week, I'll be on it on Thursday. So, yeah, tune in for that. And also, I've got some other things going on, but I forgot. I still can't talk about it.
That's 2
busy.
weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row. Oh, I've got all these things that I can't tell you about. Oh, no, I can't tell you about them.
Well, that's what people say when they really haven't got any work. Go, right. Yeah, working on a couple of projects, but I'm not allowed to talk about them yet. That basically means nothing.
Well,
I have got stuff going on though, haven't I? I've got my column and Loose Women and the tour at the moment. I never worked so hard in my life, Knickers. I've never worked so hard in my life.
Well, you know what I'm doing this afternoon?
What?
I can't talk about it.
Oh, nothing.
Yeah, that's exactly right.